Hello all, Munch here and welcome to Season 4 of the FM West Ham Save. Last year was a difficult year. We came agonisingly close to winning the Premier League title. Only goal difference separated us and Man United on the end. But we did win the Europa League, which is why today we have the European Super Cup against Bayern Munich. I completely forgot about it. I thought we were going to come out for the first Premier League fixture, but no. We have the German champions coming up first. It's been an interesting summer. We didn't have that much of a budget. We only had £47 million, which I was a bit disappointed considering previous budgets of around about 60 to 70 million that we've had. I was a little bit disappointed, and also the transfer revenue that you gain from your transfers, the board cut that. So basically I think we only got about 40% of all the transfers we made, but they didn't tell me that. So I sold quite a few players for big fees but didn't get the money. Let's run through the transfer window. If I'm honest, I'm not sure how happy I am with it. So we'll start with the release players. We got Marky Noble, obviously West Ham legend, has now gone and joined Fulham. Still a great player, will always live on as a West Ham legend, but couldn't really afford to keep him on with the wages, especially with such a poor budget that we had, so he is gone. I apologise for any sounds you may hear in the background as well. I would normally close the door, but it is absolutely roasting in here, and if I do, I might pass out on camera. So other notable mentions are Declan Rice has gone, and Danny Ward has also gone, which means we need a second goalie. So there's been a fair bit of rotation in the squad, but we'll start with the outs. Most notable here are the sales of Danny Welbeck, Fornals, Aaron Cresswell, and Clement Lenglet. Lenglet went for £30 million, picked up by Barcelona. I think it was a good deal. He was only valued at £40 million for me, and as good as he has been, he never really hit it off for me. He couldn't really get into that central defensive partnership of Oxford and De Ligt. And when I moved him into the central defence, he never really worked out. He was good as a left back, but still not quite good enough. Speaking of not good enough left backs, Aaron Cresswell went to Roma for £14 million. Sad to see him go. Obviously, a bit of a West Ham stalwart. Had been there for around 6 years, I think it is. Yeah, almost 6 years then as a West Ham player. So it's sad to see him go, but he was another one who sometimes had good seasons. His middle season here for us, season 2, he was absolutely excellent. Especially going forward anyway, with a 7.13 rating, but you could tell he was sort of dropping off and not really of the standard required going forward. Blast from the past, Said Haksanabovic, I finally got there in the end, £5.75 million to Swansea, lots of potential but never really achieved it with us. Danny Welbeck's gone to Crystal Palace for £7.5 million. It was a difficult decision. He got a few goals for us in his time here, 2 in 17 games. He never really got a fair crack of the whip, but with Arp and Brenner coming in, he was never really going to. And then on the left I had Keane and Hazard, so he was more of a utility player. It didn't quite work out for him. Fornals was another player I'll hold my hands up and say I just got that a bit wrong. He was a good player, but he didn't really grab that midfield like I like. We signed some better midfielders like Oliveira, etc., that have overtaken him. The other ones you need to know are Amika and Ophalian. They're just 2 of our youngsters. They've gone out on loan to Boston Yard. And I still can't get hold of Uche Barco or Hassan. Hassan and Uche, because Nigeria and Egypt are both not high enough in the FIFA rankings respectively for me to sign them up properly and for them to have obtained a work permit. And Barco's because he hasn't played enough games for Argentina. So, maybe I should just become manager of the Argentinians and just pick him. Speaking of international management, before I get onto the ins, I am now a France manager. They actually approached me, offered me 65k a week to take care of the French team. I didn't really want to manage a national side in this save. I thought I'd save it for a different one, or maybe like a kind of Road to Glory one where I feel I've earned it a bit more. But I thought with the difficulties that we've got going on in the transfer market, not this year, but going forward, I build relationships with some of these players, who are some of the best players in the world, then I can possibly coax them into coming into West Ham if I become one of their favoured personnel. I've already started on Nabil Fekir and Antoine Griezmann. So we sold 10 players in the end. I have bought 9 in. I bought him from Watford, £4.8 million. Not really a bad deal. He's just very solid. With some of them I am unsure, but budget restrictions, they are what they are, okay. So obviously with Lenglet and Cresswell going in the left back position, we needed somebody to come in. And we'll start off with loan signing Josh Tyman from Stoke. Very, very high ceiling, very good player, great stats here. Only rated at 2 stars, which obviously means it'll probably be more of a backup fullback for us. But I do like some of the stats that he's got here. He's just a good body just to have in the van if we need him. The left backs continue with Alex Centelles. Signed him in from Granada. Good young player. Got another high ceiling again. Only 2 stars again. High ceiling. There's a bid come in for him to go out on loan to Leeds and Wolves. I think it'd be a good idea to send him out on loan this season. Get himself some Championship football. He's got a good starting physical stats. It's 15 acceleration, 16 agility, 17 pace. Going to be very good. Some of his defensive stats are also very good. Tackling is 16, technique 14, marking 11. Positioning 15, so he's going to give us a bit more defensive solidarity than Aaron Cresswell and Longlet did. So I'm quite impressed with Centelles. Not quite ready for the first team yet with Josh Tymon coming in, because we do have a first team fullback, and that man is Pedro Robocho. Yes, he's only 2.5 star. Yes, he's there. Like I said, with the budget restrictions, this year was mainly about filling in. The goalposts have changed, and I'll talk about that once I've talked about the transfers going through. So, with Danny Ward leaving, we did need a backup or a first-team goalie to challenge Hradecky, because I wasn't massively impressed with him last year. And, again, it's a bit of a budget signing, but I am quite happy with who we got. Paul Lopez, signed him in from Napoli. Still only 3-star, but he's got better stats in some departments than Hradecky, notably passing. He's going to be better playing it out from the back. He's a bit more of a cultured goalkeeper, which is something I really wanted. 18 determination as well excites me. And he's got good reflexes at 15. He's a very solid goalkeeper. Another loan signing that we brought in for a bit more squad depth is Andrea Pinamonti. He's a complete forward, so he's going to be a good fall to Art and Brenner. Loan from Inter Milan. We haven't signed him. He's only 8k a week, so it's not really a massive expense. And you look at some of these stats, he's very good physically, very strong, very solid all round, good pace, good strength. Yeah, pretty in general quite solid. Pinamonti isn't the only striker though that we brought in, and this guy I am a little bit excited about. I bring to you Martin Pijnenberg, a 18-year-old Dutch striker, advanced forward, 18 acceleration, 16 balance, 15 pace, 15 finishing. Yeah, this guy could be awesome. He is wanted by some clubs like Derby and Torino, but we got there first. Signed for £11 million, which I don't think is too bad. From PSV, they've got quite a good academy down there. This guy could be brilliant. You can see here, it says 4-star, but the blanked out 5-star here essentially means that he could hit 5-star potential and be an absolute world beater. I am very exciting. Hopefully we'll get to give him some game time this year as we rotate with Arp and Brenner. Only 3 more to go, and I think we'll all agree that one of the positions we really struggled in last year, and that I sort of bypassed with the 4-2-4 formation, was the midfield, and I have done my best to address that. Obviously Mark Noble leaving is a bit of a disappointment, as is Fornals going, but I have replaced them with some pretty good signings. Like, these are the ones that I am quite happy with overall. First in the van is Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Yeah, he doesn't look great on paper. I still think that he's going to be a very good, solid squad player for us. It's just another bit more depth, almost like a replacement for Fornals, but I think almost slightly better. He's still only 24, so there's still time for him to get better. I just think that it's such a wasted bit of potential, and hopefully I can unlock that last bit of potential that I see in Ruben Loftus-Cheek when I see him in real life. Not the Football Manager as a reflection on real life, but I can't not. I saw him on the cheap listed, and I thought, you know, I'm going to get him. Why not? Bought him in from West Brom. Didn't score 1 goal there in 2 years. Let's hope that changes. These two are the first two I kind of brought in the transfer window, and they're both central midfielders, and this is going to give us a lot more solidarity, a lot more competition for places. First up is Lucas Toussaint. Bought him in from Lyon, and just drink it in. Just drink it in. Look at these mentals. Look at this. 13 aggressions, alright. Bravery 17, determination 16, leadership 16, potential future captain 15 for positioning, 16 teamwork, 16 work rate, 17 stamina, 16 strength. Pretty solid in the technicals that matter as well for me. Marking 14, tackling 14. He's going to be a defensive rock for us. Still only 23 years old, rate 27.5 million. We bought him in for a measly 12.75 million from Lyon. For me, that is brilliant business. He can also fill in as a potential centre-back as well, so happy with that. And you'll all call a little bit of bias on this last one, because you know that A, they're my team, and B, I absolutely love this man. It's only Emre Can. Yes, signed Emre Can, valued at £37.5 million. Brought him in for 29.5. So got him a little bit undervalued, and just drink. Look at this. technically a beast, mentally a beast, physically a beast. Him and Toussaint are going to just demolish teams. And the best thing about Emre Can is he can play absolutely anywhere in the midfield and even in the defence. The lad has got everything. I desperately wanted to make him captain, but I didn't think the guys would like that. He's currently got broken ribs, so he's out for 2 to 4 weeks. It might be a while before we see him. It definitely won't be in this episode. But 26-year-old German, he can play anywhere. He's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I'm so happy with this signing, and it could be one that maybe keeps us our place in the Champions League. So speaking of the Champions League, we might as well talk about our targets for this year. The board want us to achieve Champions League football through the top 4, which I think is going to be difficult again this year. Everyone else seems to have strengthened. We'll get onto that soon, or you'll see that through the season rather. FA Cup, we're meant to reach the 6th round. We never do well in the FA Cup, so I'm not too bothered about that. Reached the quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup. We never reached the quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup, so I'm not too disappointed about that. And we're not expected to get beyond the group stage of the Champions League, so it's a bit of a strange one. It's all stuff I think we can achieve. I want to do better in the Champions League than going out the group stage, but with such a low kind of, I think it's coefficient score in the Champions League, we are going to get a tough group. Hopefully, well, we'll have the live draw in an episode. Without further ado then, let's just crack on to this game with Bayern and see what tactics I'm playing this year. So we're going to line up with this 4-1-4-1 formation variation that we've done. Paul Lopez gets his debut in goal. Did it in Oxford, maintain their place as centre-backs. 2 starters in the half-back role. You've got Timon and Tete as the 2 wing-backs. Loftus-Cheek and Drinkwater make up the midfield. And then you've got Hazard, Sisto and up front. Kenneth Brenner's on the bench. He's been away at the Olympics, as is Issa Diop, but he's not fit enough to make the bench today. Notable absentees, Piemonte, Robocco and Dominic Solanke can't get in there. We've got a big squad. I'm just not too sure on the overall quality of it. Also in this episode, Johnny may well leave. I promised him that I would strengthen the team, and it hasn't happened. I completely forgot to say, some of the players we did go for in this window, we went for the ceiling a lot higher. There were players that got released. They had Jedvaj from Bayer Leverkusen, and most notably, Anthony Martial from Manchester United. I basically tried everything to get him. I gave him over 230k a week, absolutely every kind of bonus you can possibly think of, and in the end he went up joining Juventus, and Jedvaj went and joined PSG. That's the kind of calibre of player that we're looking at. But these are the kind of teams that are going to pick him up. There's not a lot I can do about it. I have got quite a lot of pull in the league now that I've won Manager of the Year a couple of times. Actually, I didn't even win it last year, which is a bit disappointing. But now that we're in the Champions League, this is why we have to get into Champions League again this year. We need to maintain it. If we maintain it, these players will be more interested in coming to West Ham, and we can really build on. This is a pivotal year for us. Let's start with a win against Bayern Munich. Just look at that Bayern, like, got Dybala, Lewandowski, Vidal, Thiago, Müller, Kimmich, Boateng, Hummels, Alba? Jessica Alba. David Alaba. God, I can't believe I called him Jessica Alba. That's genius. They haven't really made that many signings. You've got Bernardo Silva in there as well, and Kasper Dolberg. Those are the only really notable signings I can make. How good is Dolberg now? Oh, let's scout him. I love Kasper Dolberg. We have enough forwards. I don't need any more forwards. I need better defenders. These are the kind of teams that we're going to come up against, maybe semi-regularly now, because they're a proper Champions League team. So let's see if we can beat them. I'm not expecting anything. I just don't want to get completely and utterly battered. We are playing on the counter. Let's hope that we can break on them a little bit. Neuer hits the ball long for the first highlight of the season, and Thorgan Hazard's picked the ball up here on the left-hand side. Is he going to... Oh, he plays a nice ball inside to Loftus-Cheek. Go on, Ruben. Sisto. Back to Drinkwater. Is he going to let Kenny Tete in? No, he's put Sisto. Sisto to Arp. Back to Sisto. Sisto! Oh, yeah! What a start! Pion Sisto. Delighted we signed him. Honestly, I know that obviously Arp and Brenner get lots of the plaudits for being 2 of my best signings, but he was the man that pushed us in that second half of the season. Bringing him in was a masterstroke, even if I say so myself. Drinkwater played a lovely ball. Lovely football here around the boys, and it's a classic FM. Thiago's tackle sets up Sisto. Not sure what Neuer's doing. He's probably got his Germany national shirt on underneath. It's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming. Football's coming home. Today is by no also the day that England plays Sweden in the World Cup. I didn't know if you knew that England were in a quarter-final of the World Cup. It's never mentioned at all. Come on. It's coming home. Nearly half an hour gone, and dare I say it, this is the quite comfortable. It's not like they're playing their weakened lineup either. We're just really in their faces. And Ruben Loftus-Cheek has christened his first game for West Ham with a yellow card, but I can live with that. That's fine. 1-0 at half time against Bayern Munich. I'll take that every day of the week. It's been quite an even game. We had more of the ball at the start of the game, and it's kind of just tailed off a little bit since then. But this has been brilliant. I'm going to tell the boys I'm really pleased with how they're doing. Arp's not quite played to his potential. I feel like he is a striker who's better when he's got someone up alongside him. Loftus-Cheek is on a yellow, so we are going to take him off, and we're going to bring on Oliveira, who I think now is actually our captain. Yeah, I've made him captain of the team. He's been there a few seasons now. He's got good leadership. He's a talented guy. Toussaint will be the natural leader, I think, later on. Him and Chan. And here's the first highlight of the second half, and only the second highlight of the game, where obviously we scored the first one. Vidal plays a nice ball out here to Tiskankov, I think his name. He knocks to Lewandowski, who's at the bar, so that's a bit worrying. And Bayern really ramping up the pressure now. Thiago tees it in, and we've given a pen. And Germans don't miss penalties. I have no idea what happened in the build-up to that. It looks like just a classic push from a set piece. But this is your time to make yourself a hero, Lopez, against Vidal. Tucked away. He's not a German, he still didn't miss. So we've taken off Organ Hazard and PM system. We've gone to a 5-2-1-2, but actually it's not three defenders at the back. We've got a half back. So I'll show you in a minute. Actually, it's easier to show you. So yes, this is the formation that I have been working on. Lanzini has come in then behind Arp and Brenner. Brenner's come on as well. I think this works quite well. We've got a good little lineup going on here. Timon must have been the guy that gave away the pen because he's playing at 6.2. But I quite like the look of this. I think this could work. It's a nice other variation. It's good that we've got good wingers, so we can go wide if we need to, but we can also go narrow. I think we've got, with the additions of also Chan and Toussaint, we now have a really, really strong central midfield. So going forward, this could be a good alternative formation as well. Robert Lewandowski is a legendary striker. I like that. I've never seen that. And there is a highlight in 75 minutes, and it's fallen to Bayern by the looks of things. Tiskankov knocks it back to David Alaba, or as I call her, Jessica Alba. Tiskankov, who I've not seen. I need to see his stats at the end. Looks like they brought on Bernardo Silva. Great play by Josh Timon though. He's won the ball back. Great ball over the top for Brenner. Is he going to tee this back? He has to. It's to Arp. Oh, no, Arp! Yeah! Even when he plays naff, he still scores. Fiat Arp makes it 2-1. Brilliant ball and great play from Josh Timon, making up for the penalty area. Error. God, I'm full of them today. I've got to shake off the summer cobwebs. It's brilliant from Timon. Great interception. And what a pass that is to Kenneth Brenner. Got pace for days. ET's it back nicely. Not sure what the hell Boateng was doing there. Well, we've seen worse Boateng defending. And Neuer makes a bit of a hash of it as well. He's playing at 6.2. Absolutely horrendous, but we are beating Bayern 2-1. This is superb. Toussaint, great ball over the top there towards Kenny Tete. He's got pace. He's going to run at them. This has got a goal written all over it. The cross up, 3-1. Absolute magic. The counter still works. Kenny Tete showing that we probably don't need Johnny. If we are going to sell him, it doesn't matter too much. It was lovely football from us again. I really am enjoying this formation. Tete absolutely roasting the Bayern players down the line. Great ball in, and Arp volleys in, and from going from a 6.2 and not even looking like scoring a goal, Arp has got 2 goals in the first game of the season, is up to an 8.8. Hashtag scenes. 10 seconds to go until we get our second trophy in the cabinet. And not many people would have predicted this, I think it's safe to say. We've upset the apple cart a bit here today. And a 3-1 win for West Ham in the first game of the season. Get in, boys. We received £3.56 million for that, which is always quite handy. The board will probably take all of it for themselves. I've been praised by the West Ham supporters because we've got yet another trophy. So we've gone a few years without having one, and then in 2 games, we've got 2 trophies. Superb. I'm going to tell Arp he was brilliant in that game because he was. Second half, he was magic. So what we'll do for the next episode, we're only going to go forward a few days. We'll still come back for the season opener against Crystal Palace. But I think then what we'll also do is we'll play the home game against West Brom as well. We'll have the first 2 games of the Premier League. That'll be a nice one to set us up. It's annoying because I've got Chelsea and Liverpool straight afterwards, which I'm sure most of us would want to watch. What's this? I've just realised. Yeah, the Premier League fixtures. Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, United. In the space of a month. Along with our first Champions League game. Piss off. Thank you so much for watching the episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please do like, share and subscribe. Let me know what you think of my signings in the comment section. Don't at me. I did the best with what I could do with what I had. But they look quite impressive there, and we still haven't seen all of them yet. Thanks so much for watching. Until I see you for the season opener against Crystal Palace, stay cool.